first issue at hand, and that is communication. Susan, if you could call the first item up, please.
Item 782, request of Boo Rigney to address council regarding issues with transients along Hawthorne Boulevard.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good 783 and 784 are with her. I'll read those also.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
783, request of John Light to address council regarding problem behaviors in Southeast Hawthorne area. 784, request of Sarah Balzer to address council regarding transients along Hawthorne Boulevard.
Thank you and good morning.
Good morning. I'm Boo Rigney, and I own a business on Hawthorne Boulevard. We're here today because we feel that we are under siege due to bad behaviors of individuals hanging out on our private properties and public sidewalks. We need more help from the Portland City government and police. I'd like to ask for a quick show of hands for those in the audience that are here today from our neighborhood. And also, is the slideshow, Sue, running on the screen? Thank you. I'm going to start with a brief video that will give you a good feel of what we deal with.
You're lucky you're not getting a beer from me.
I might add this video is being taken by my friend here, Sarah Balzer, who was pregnant at the time.
Bitch in the house!
So what we're here to really describe to you, what we're coping with mainly are the bad behaviors. People are openly drinking alcohol, taking drugs, smoking marijuana, blocking sidewalks for pedestrians, lying on our businesses' doorways and residents and behaving aggressively when asked to move along, defecating and leaving trash behind on our properties. We as a group have come together quite a bit already to work together. We paid for private security. We're spending over $20,000 in 2017. Many individual businesses are also contributing and paying their own cleanup and security. We are constantly trying to get with Central Precinct and commissioners and the mayor's office as well to have smaller meetings. As an example, I would like to state I just represent Ben & Jerry's. I own the Ben & Jerry's. I could be any business in many neighborhoods across the city. We're down $32,000 in 2016 over 2015 from this kind of behavior. And this year we expect to be down $60,000. Now this means that it affects our employees, and most of our employees being very young kids. And the residents here too believe that they're losing the walkability and the livability of their properties, and the values are clearly going down. Our main message is that our community and others around the city are becoming too dangerous and unpredictable to safely live in and run our businesses. We don't feel safe. City leaders and bureaus need to step up staffing and coordination in order to respond to the increase of bad behaviors of people in these public spaces. What we're asking for specifically is to get back the police walking patrols immediately. We're suffering right now this year, tomorrow. And we're also looking forward to a bigger plan to fast-track recruitment of new police officers and other communities outreach personnel who can have a daily presence with those folks out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, City Council board members. Thank you for letting us be here today. My name is Sarah Balzer. I own a business at 35th and Hawthorne. I'm a board member of the Hawthorne Boulevard Business Association and am a homeowner in the Richmond neighborhood. Imagine walking down Hawthorne and you hear something from behind you. You see what looks like a gang of people ages 16 through 30 on the side of the street, and now you can make out what they're saying. Hey, yeah, you, cunt bitch, give me your money. Hey, you bitch, I know you have money. I take a photo and then they yell, I'm gonna follow you home and beat you up. Better watch out, bitch. This was just 2 months ago when I was 7 months pregnant. Local businesses and employees have been threatened they're going to be raped by these individuals. They've witnessed them shooting up in the bushes, getting in knife fights, defecating on the sidewalk, yelling at senior citizens walking by, and yelling at children. Our safety is at risk, as at serious risk, and no one seems to be taking it seriously except for us. Back in 2013, a group of home and business owners got together and formed the Hawthorne Neighborhood Coalition. We brought these exact same issues to City Council, and they answered our pleas. They gave us a police walking patrol that split their days between downtown Portland and Hawthorne in the beginning of 2014, and guess what? It worked, and it worked really, really well. You didn't find one complaint on the boulevard. Everyone loved it. The walking police themselves, the business owners, the homeowners, tourists, and the individuals behaving badly. Police only wrote 24 citations that year, and everyone behaved themselves. It lasted through 2015 with a few cuts here and there, but kept working all the way until the leading officer of the patrol was honored by Vice President Joe Biden at the White House for how well it had worked. Then 4 months after he was honored, the program was cut. 2016 came and saw the bad behavior starting to trickle back in. 2017 hit, and we had break-in after break-in up and down Hawthorne, window smashing after window smashing, and sure enough, the bad behavior was back. Hawthorne businesses banded together, took money out of their own pockets, and hired a security patrol. But here's the thing, they're not police. They can't write tickets. So although they may make a dent, they're nowhere near as effective as an actual police officer. And until the police actually start writing tickets for these crimes, because as of right now they are not, the individuals breaking the law will have complete reign over Hawthorne. And we're officially out of options. We removed bike overhangs, removed bushes, watered down sidewalks, hired day and night security, met with local police and organizers, and yet still these individuals take advantage of our neighborhood. We're here to beg you to do something, act, save Hawthorne, save your small businesses that support the Portland community, save the neighborhoods that support your local schools, because it's only going to get worse as we've seen in the past. Here's a folder, I believe they've already passed them out to you, of letters written by local residents and businesses and employees describing how they've witnessed threats. You need to read all of these. They are extremely shocking, more shocking than what I just read to you. Also in that folder is a letter of support from the Hawthorne Business Bureau Association for an actual police walking patrol. We came here asking for help and are providing real solutions that history has proven recently have worked. Please don't pass up this opportunity to help our community.
Thank you, appreciate it. Good morning, sir.
Hello, my name is John Light, and I live in the Hawthorne neighborhood near southeast Hawthorne and 36th Street. This vibrant commercial and residential area has both a recent and longer history of public health and safety issues, as I think my neighbors here have demonstrated. From a resident's perspective, our neighborhood, like others around the city, is becoming too dangerous and unpredictable to safely live or run a business. People dread coming to work, residents don't feel safe, and their children are at risk. Businesses are losing money, and property values are being affected. Hawthorne residents and business people have come here today to say it's time for a new approach to address these problems realistically and resolutely. For starters, this approach would not blame the victims. We've been tutored on using 911 and police non-emergency, and there's now even a website for reporting anti-neighborhood activity. Yet our experience is we're usually on our own. Calls to non-emergency go unanswered. 911 calls draw inconsistent response and seldom lead to effective action. And other reporting methods are widely understood to be useless. Further, we are advised not to intervene ourselves for fear of reprisals. We cannot blame our police either. There are simply too few of them to do the job properly. This new approach we imagine might instead accept from the outset that our community problems are both difficult and real, requiring systematic, concerted, planned effort. Portland prides itself as a city that can do what other cities cannot, and we have the transportation system, bike friendliness, and so much more to prove it. We can do this. While we're certainly not going to propose a full plan in a 3-minute talk, this plan will have several obvious features. One, it's going to cost money, but think of it as an investment in our city's future, one that, moreover, can generate a model for other cities to follow. Two, fast-track recruitment of new police officers and other community outreach personnel who can have an immediate impact in our neighborhood and others. Three, Move quickly to create at least temporary shelter and facilities available to anyone, and make clear that they're to be used, and that camping in city neighborhoods and parks is not acceptable. 4, improve city contact methods once we have an adequate number of responders in place. And finally, establish a committee to coordinate neighborhood problems and their solutions across city departments. In conclusion, there is no more fundamental goal of city government than supporting its communities and neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you. And since you have all three come to speak on this subject and you brought a lot of people, I will take the liberty of making a couple of comments. I don't typically do that because this is your time, but out of respect for your questions. Number one, I understand you are meeting with my staff soon. Is that correct? Good. So I'll look forward to your full set of proposals, and I appreciate not just complaining about the issue, but also coming forth with some concrete suggestions in terms of how we can address it. Number two, I completely understand and empathize with the concerns that you have raised. And the budget that we just passed reflects that concern. We are being compassionate with regard to our response to homelessness. We significantly increased resources for intervention, for housing support, mental health and drug and alcohol addiction issues. But we also significantly increased the resources going towards what I would describe as livability issues: trash, litter, needle collection. As mayor and police commissioner, I have directed that we enforce local codes with regard to the sidewalks and with regard to the parks. We increase the number of park rangers available in the parks. And the way I see it is a balancing act. On one hand, we should be compassionate towards those who truly do need our help on the mental health side, on the addiction side, employment, rent support, whatever it takes to help get people off the street and keep them off the street. On the other hand, we have to enforce community expectations, standards, and the law. And I've made it very clear as the police commissioner that we will do that under my watch. Now, that being said, I also
Mr. Mayor, may I just quickly say,
Certainly.
we agree with everything you've said.
Great.
And all of our discussions, basically, you're rephrasing what we
Good. So
advocate and we're saying.
here's what I'm asking for. Number one, we will work with you on these issues. But number two, please understand this, as you said, sir, it is a very complex issue. It is a multifaceted issue, and there is no quick, easy solution. These are very serious societal problems. And I own, and we collectively own, the issues in our own community. But understand there are broader forces at work here: economic, addiction, mental health services,
A walking
et cetera.
patrol would be an immediate.
And I support that. And to be clear, not only does this budget that we just passed support that, I've made it very, very clear that we will return to a full community policing model in this community, both to reduce crime and rebuild and repair that trust between our police bureau and the community that we serve. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for your forbearance and your understanding as we work together to address this issue. Thanks
Looking
for
forward to it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next.